All heard this saying before, your old self has to die for the new, better version of you to exist. And it's such an important part because a lot of you guys are too comfortable where you are, whether it's with your weight, your bank account, relationships, how you're being treated by your workplace, your partner, whatever it is, right? This old version of you has to go. The old version of me, drinking every weekend, escaping my life, using vices to numb myself from actually dealing with something, that person's dead now. When I spoke with my ex recently, the person that she used to date, he's dead. He's no longer thinking about taking action. He's no longer thinking about starting an online business. That motherfucker is dead. The old fat version of me is dead. So what I'm trying to say is, where you're at is never good enough. We're always striving to become better. That is why when you see people change and it's for a better version, that's a good thing. It means that they've worked on themselves, guys. I'm not the same person I was last year, the year before. I'm continually becoming because I'm working on myself. I'm reading, I'm working out, I'm eating well, I'm working on business things, I'm building relationships, I'm building my network. Things are always changing, I'm now practically living overseas, things are very different to how they were 3-5 years ago. This is the kind of life that I wanted. So who do you have to become, but also understanding that your old self has to die, okay? You have to get rid of, I buried the old version of me. That motherfucker is dead. He's gone. If you think that using alcohol and drugs and all these things to numb yourself temporarily because you don't actually enjoy the life that you live, or dealing with a breakup, whatever it is the go, and that's the thing to do. You're only gonna keep going in a cycle of pain and just numbing yourself. You're never gonna get anywhere, okay? Because there is two sides to you. Sam Alvin talks about this. There's a side which is a good side, which is you go, you make money, you build relationships, you work hard, etc. But if you've got vices and you've got all these bad habits, that's just gonna draw you back and destroy you just as badly. Look at Allen Iverson. Motherfucker was the best in just so many things in basketball and NBA, but he destroyed himself. He gambled all his money away. There's so many stories of that. Why? Because they didn't have discipline, because they didn't work on themselves. That dark side was too big. So it didn't even matter what they did. All we can see is just the history books, a few videos. What else does he have to take with him, really, besides a few videos and accolades? You guys have to look at where you're at and you have to keep changing. The old version of me is dead now. He's gone. I will never be that. I would rather die than be fat right now. That pain is so painful for me to actually go back. So who do you have to become? And you have to understand that you have to bury this version of yourself. It has to go. It has to change. So how can you do that? You work on yourself daily through your habits, breathing, etc. But get around people, invest in mentors that have the life that you want, that have the results that you want. You're gonna see a level of income or money that they have, and then you're gonna look at what you're doing like, fuck, it's not enough. So now you have to become a better version of yourself. Now you have to become more responsible, to take more action, whatever it is, right? If you're around someone that's ripped and you're fat, well, now you have to bury this version, right? Whatever you thought was good enough, it ain't. We all know we can do better, but if you really want that thing, you are going to do what it takes to achieve that, to acquire that, to become that person. If you really wanted it that bad, that's the whole thing.